Welcome to CINEPRO, where we bring your favorite movies back to life with quick recaps, hidden details, and everything you missed. The story begins with a little boy riding his bike alone at night. As he passes by a caravan, the caravan door suddenly opens by itself. The boy is surprised, goes to the caravan, and calls out to see if anyone is there, but no one responds. He enters the caravan, and suddenly the door slams shut on him. He screams and screams with a very loud noise, and we don't know what happened to him. Now, we see a family going on a trip to the same caravan we just saw. The family consists of Steve, his wife Jennifer, their daughter Olivia, Steve's brother Jay, their father Charlie, and their dog Bentley. We learn that Charlie just bought this caravan recently and gathered his family to go on a trip. It appears that Jay's relationship with his father is tense and that he barely agreed to come on this trip. At that moment, a woman gets out of her car on the road looking very anxious. When she sees Steve, she asks him about her young son, if he saw him on the road because he hasn't come home. This woman is the mother of the boy who disappeared in the caravan. But Steve tells her he hasn't seen him and promises to let her know if he finds out anything. After that, Steve gets into the caravan so they can start their trip, but the caravan's engine won't start. Charlie tries several times until the engine finally works, and they all set off. As they move, they see the missing boy's bike lying behind the caravan. On the road, the family spends a fun time except for Jay, who doesn't seem happy. He thanks his father Steve for bringing them together on this trip and tells him that their mother would have been happy with what he's doing. We learn that Steve and Jay's mother died a year ago. After a while, Olivia tells her mother that it's hot, so Jennifer asks Steve to turn on the AC. Steve says it's on, but when it works, they notice it's blowing hot air and can't fix it. Charlie tells them to just open the windows, but when they try, none of the windows open, which surprises them. Steve manages to open a window behind him. Olivia sits in front of the open window looking at the road, when suddenly the window closes by itself and almost crushes her hand. Olivia is very frightened, and Jennifer reassures her and tells her to play with Bentley the dog until she gets her a snack. Charlie tells them there's only an hour left to reach their first stop. He tells Jay that he knows he didn't want to come on this trip and asks him to pretend to be happy so their father doesn't get upset. We learn that Jay has been upset with his father since their mother's death. Steve tells Jay that what he's doing won't bring their mother back and asks his brother to try to treat their father well. Jennifer interrupts them to say that their father is going to stop the caravan. Charlie says he saw a car stopped on the road and wants to check if they need help. Steve advises his father not to go out because he doesn't think it's a good idea, but Charlie insists and goes to check. A girl gets out of the car and thanks them for stopping to help. She introduces herself as Sam and is with her brother Mark. She says their car broke down and they tried to call for help but couldn't reach anyone. Charlie offers to take them to the next town so they can call for help. But first they'll stop at the cave with the drawings, which is part of the family's trip. Mark and Sam agree and join them in the caravan. Sam goes to the caravan's bathroom and finds blood and hair in the sink, which terrifies her. Mark comes in to check on her, but then the sink is clean, and it seems she was imagining things. Charlie tells them there's only about 15 minutes left to reach the cave, but more than half an hour passes and they still haven't arrived. Jay and Steve suggest turning back because they might have missed the cave without noticing. Suddenly, the caravan's speed increases and the brakes stop working, causing them all to crash. After a while, Sam finds her brother Mark injured in the neck from the accident, and he dies. They all get out of the caravan and try to figure out how to get out of their situation. Olivia tells her mother that Bentley the dog is missing. Steve reassures her that he'll be back soon. Later, Sam is alone in the caravan and feels like someone is behind her. She gets scared and leaves the caravan in tears, blaming Charlie for Mark's death. At the same time, Olivia is sitting outside drawing when she hears a whisper from the caravan as if someone is calling her. Jennifer enters the caravan and suddenly finds the TV turned on by itself. She sees a video of them in the caravan before they even left, and a ghost of a murdered girl appears with them in the video. Jennifer screams, runs out of the caravan, and tells Steve she wants to take her home as soon as possible. Olivia shows her father her drawings, which are of ghosts and dead people. Steve is very worried and tells Jennifer he doesn't know what to do because he doesn't understand cars and can't fix the caravan. Jennifer gets angry and tells him he has to do something, that it's his job to protect them. Jay checks on Sam and asks if she needs anything. She asks him to try starting the caravan again, but it still won't work. Sam tries to fix the engine since she knows a bit about mechanics. Charlie comes to help and puts his hand in the engine to fix something, but suddenly the engine starts and Charlie's hand gets injured. They quickly take Charlie into the caravan and give him first aid, but say they need to get him to a hospital soon or he'll die from blood loss. At night, Steve tells Jay they need to fix the engine in the morning. Jay says they shouldn't wait and should keep trying to start it, or they'll lose their chance. Steve replies that they have to fix it to get their father to the hospital. Jennifer is with Charlie in the caravan, putting Olivia to sleep, and notices that the food and water in the fridge have gone bad. Jay and Sam agree to sleep in the tent outside while the others sleep in the caravan, and Steve goes with Sam and they try to fix the engine again. Meanwhile, Olivia goes to get her toy from the caravan and sees a door open in front of her. She finds a rope inside, takes it, and calls her mother asking for permission to play with it. Jennifer agrees, on the condition that she plays somewhere she can see her, so Olivia goes to play behind the caravan. At the same time, Sam asks Jay to try starting the engine from inside the caravan. Jay goes to try, and it actually starts. But suddenly, the caravan moves backward all at once, and Jay can't stop it, so it runs over on Olivia, who is behind the caravan. Jennifer screams and rushes to her daughter, who has already been run over and died. At that moment, Sam sees a person inside the caravan through the window, but he suddenly disappears. Steve and Jennifer break down from the shock. Tom argues with Jay for not hitting the brakes, but Jay tells them he tried to stop the car but couldn't, and that the caravan moved backward on its own. Jay feels they're not believing him, but Sam tells him she believes him because of the strange things she's been seeing. Jennifer collapses and is completely out of it, telling them that no one will leave this caravan alive. Steve lets her sleep and rest a bit, or Jennifer asks him not to leave her because she's scared. He asks her, "Scared of who?" She says she's afraid of the girl who appeared to her on the TV. Steve is surprised by her words and feels like she's hallucinating, so he calms her down and tells her he'll talk to the others outside and then come back to her. Steve goes out and talks to see if they can find a way out. Sam suggests that someone should go to the highway and wait to see if any car passes by to help them. Charlie objects at first because they don't have enough water, but Sam tells him there's no other solution unless they want to stay here forever. Jay suggests that he should go, but Steve gets angry and says he can't go because he's just irresponsible. Sam calms them down and tells them they need to put all their problems aside until they get out of this ordeal. Jay tells Steve he has to stay with his wife and that his father is tired, so he should be the one to go. Meanwhile, back in the caravan, we see Jennifer inside. Suddenly, the TV turns on, showing a video of her daughter playing with the rope before she died. Jennifer panics and tries to get out of the caravan, but the door locks on her and no one hears her. The man appears behind her and strangles her with the rope Olivia was playing with until she dies. The idea is that he leaves the rope in her hand, making it look like she hanged herself. When everyone returns to the caravan, they're shocked to find Jennifer's body. Steve collapses and sits alone, crying. Jay argues with Charlie, blaming him for not being present in his life, saying that when his mother was sick in the hospital, he didn't visit her, and when she died, he didn't even attend her funeral. Jay tells his father he didn't deserve his mother. Charlie tries to end the conversation, but Steve overhears and asks his father to tell Jay the truth. Charlie hesitates, but Steve tells Jay that their mother cheated on their father for 2 years before she died. Charlie is affected and says he didn't attend the funeral because he couldn't accept her death, and tells Jay he attended his graduation and watched his life from afar. Charlie tells them that this trip was planned by him and their mother, and he wanted to fulfill her wish even after she died. Steve tells him he'll do that, and will go with Jay to the highway, leaving him here with Sam. Afterwards, they all leave the caravan. Steve looks for water and any food to take with them. He musters up the strength to get up and searches in the caravan. He reaches into a compartment, but his hand gets injured. He asks Jay to bring him a flashlight. Steve finds knives with blood and his daughter's hair, and a gun. Suddenly, the TV turns on, and the man appears on the screen with his daughter torturing her. Steve recognizes the man as Robert Gantry, the serial killer whose picture was on the news a long time ago. But he says this can't be the same caravan where the crimes happened because the police destroyed Robert's caravan out of respect for the victims' families. But Jay insists it's the same caravan and that they're now in the killer's playground. Sam agrees with him, saying the caravan is haunted, unlike Steve, who doesn't believe there are ghosts in the caravan. At the same time, Jay is holding the knives Steve found, and suddenly the car moves, and the knives stab Jay, killing him. Charlie and Steve collapse and try to get out of the caravan, but only Charlie manages to get out. The door locks on Steve and Sam inside. When they try to open it, they can't, and they find the car is moving. Steve tries to stop it but can't, as if someone is controlling his hand. The caravan keeps chasing after their father until it suddenly stops in front of him and almost runs him over. Steve thinks his father is dead, but it turns out he's still alive. Steve tries to shoot the gun at the caravan window to get out, but finds there are no bullets. Sam suggests that Charlie should go to the highway since he managed to get out of the caravan, but Steve refuses, saying his hand is still bleeding and he'll die if he goes alone. Sam tells him if he doesn't try, he'll die here. Steve listens to them and says he'll try to go. He hugs his son and leaves. Suddenly, Steve finds the gun he took from the office in his hand. Sam asks him what he'll do with it, and he says he can't control himself. It turns out Robert's ghost is making him do this and controlling him. Steve points the gun at his son as he's walking away, and in a moment of madness, shoots him dead. Steve collapses, devastated that he killed his father, but Sam comforts him, telling him it's not his fault and he didn't do it. But Steve is hopeless, remembering his father, brother, wife, and daughter who all died. He despairs of ever leaving this place, so he points the gun at himself and kills himself. Sam remains devastated and alone in the caravan. Days pass and she's still living in the caravan. One morning, she hears noises in the caravan and starts screaming, ordering the killer to leave her alone until the noises stop, and she falls asleep against her will. At night, she wakes to find the caravan's lights going on and off. Suddenly, Robert attacks her and beats her until she loses consciousness. He drags her to the room where he tortured the victims. But as he's dragging her, she finds a knife next to her and stabs it into the caravan wall. She sees Robert get wounded, and Sam realizes that anything that happens to the caravan happens to Robert as well. She keeps stabbing the caravan with the knife more and more. Robert starts to adapt. But suddenly, with a loud voice, Robert shouts, and everything in the caravan flies around. Sam falls inside the room, and the door locks on them. In the morning, we see two men passing by the caravan on a motorcycle. One of them gets off and checks the caravan, but they don't find anyone inside. They decide to go in and explore the caravan, and as soon as they enter, the door locks on them suddenly. The movie ends here. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel and activate the notification button so you never miss an updates. See you in the